Okay, so good morning everyone. So our discussion for this morning is Chapter 2, Procurement. Okay, so before we start our discussion, let's first check the learning objectives. So at the end of this chapter, the students will be able to select an effective procurement strategy, discuss the primary concern in manufacturing, identify the challenges in operational. Okay, so first, let's define what is procurement. So, when we say procurement, this procurement is the management of all processes involved in obtaining the goods and services necessary for manufacturing products and providing services to customers. Procurement focusing on sourcing activities, negotiation with suppliers, and the strategic selection of goods and services that enable an organization to maximize the value from a select group of key suppliers. So in short-term class, when we say procurement, these are the researching, these are the looking of and obtaining of goods and services that we are going to use for creating the products or manufacturing the products. So in Tagalog, we are canvassing, we are negotiating, we are connecting with different suppliers wherein we can get a supplies that we can use from our products and services. Okay? So when we say procurement class, it is different from purchasing because sometimes or most of the times um, procurement is always correlated to purchasing. But purchasing is you are already buying the product. While procurement, you are still in negotiation process. After the negotiation, after the agreements, and then that's the time that you will purchase a product. So when we say procurement, you are still um, looking for a suppliers that will can that you can obtain products and services. Okay, so now let's discuss the different importance of procurement. So why do we need to know the different importance of procurement? So in order for us to make sure that procurement is one of the significant part of the department in our organization, it helps a lot in the development and improvement of an organization. So these are the importance of procurement class. First is quality improvement. When we are having a business, are we have to make sure that the products and services that we are offering are in good quality. That's why having a procurement department helps us to collect or to supply to gather products and services or raw materials that can help us to improve the quality of our services. So when we uh, accumulate or when we have quality raw materials, we can create as well a quality products. Okay, when we have a quality improved product, we can improve the quality of our system or our business. Okay, next is product enhancement. When we say product enhancement, it adds value to the usual products that we are offering to our guests or to our customers. So, for example, um, we find a supplies wherein a raw materials with low cost but high quality that can be used to the enhancement or to the improvement of our product. So procurement helps us or important for us to produce a product that has value. Okay? And lastly, cost reductions. When we say cost reduction, it lowers the capital or the money that we are going to use to produce a products and services. Kasi nga, when we are doing procurement, we bids, we compare products, prices, and services from one suppliers to another. So, kung makakakuha tayo ng supplier na mas mababa yung offer from the capital or from our target prices, and then that is good because we reduce our cost of production. So these are the importance of procurement. Now let's define the different objectives of procurement. So ano ba yung mga goals or ano ba yung aims na procurement department in an organization? So first is supporting operational requirements. So as we mentioned earlier, procurement are the one looking for suppliers. They are the one supporting the operational requirements of the different functional groups. So they are the one connecting, they are the one consolidating all the materials needed in order for an organization to function effective and efficient. Next is partnering with suppliers. So they are connecting with different suppliers, looking for linkages, looking for companies that they can partner with in order for them to strengthen the business operations. Okay, so as you also know, there are companies, right, na meron silang special rates or meron silang special um, amenities from the different suppliers, meron silang different arrangements because their procurement department have an exclusive contract or agreement with the suppliers. Next is working with other functional groups. Why is it important that procurement department connects or collaborate with different functional groups? Because they are the one collecting all the needed requirements of different functional groups. So the sales and marketing, the housekeeping, the engineering, all of the materials that they need in order for them to function um, for their roles and responsibilities are being transported or being communicated to procurement department because procurement department are the one preparing documentations and procedures on how are we going or how are they going to um, acquire those products and services. Next is supporting organizational goals and objectives. When we say supporting organizational goals and objectives, the procurement department follows the goals, the aims, and objectives of the company. For example, the company's aim is to be a sustainable company in the near future or to minimize their impact in the environment. So the procurement department will align their goals and their objectives to that aims of the organization. So for example, if their organization aims to minimize the impact of their operation to the environment, the procurement department will look for a supplies that they think or that they know na malilesen yung impact nila in the environment. For example, sa mga fast food, diba, before they are using plastic materials or plastic utensils. Diba yung procurement yung nag-acquire nun? But since they are transitioning to become more environmental friendly, the procurement department looks an alternative wherein pwede silang mag-purchase ng mga utensils made from bamboos or kaya they minimize the use of plastics, the use of straws in order for them to be aligned to the organizational goals. And lastly, class developing sourcing strategies. So they are communicating, they are researching on how are they going to create tactics in order for them to gather different strategies for the companies to source different suppliers. Okay? So meron yung mga strategies. Are they going to attend events, conferences, conventions, wherein nandun lahat ng mga suppliers and then they can get details, contact details, business cards. They can set up a meetings, a conference, and whatever strategies that they need. So these are the objectives of procurement. So we have different types of procurement. So we have three classes for the types of procurement. So first one is direct procurement. When we say direct procurement, the organization will get their supplies directly from the manufacturers or directly from the company that creates the products and services. Okay? The second one is indirect, meaning there's a middleman or there's third-party supplier. So from the company and then the middleman that supplies the raw materials, the products, and the services to the company, and then the manufacturer. So there are three steps involved. Okay, for the indirect, the companies might do not have a direct contacts from the manufacturer. That's why they have a third-party supplier. And lastly, services, meaning services is we offer skills, we offer capabilities, we offer people. For example, manpower agencies, they supply housekeeping, um, employees or housekeepers, they supply security and securities to the hotel. So that's what we call services. When we say services, what they offer is their service, their skills. For example, elevator technicians. So the hotels, for example, nasira yung elevator, yung escalator, so they can avail or they can procure as services from the elevator technicians, from the elevator um, companies. Okay, so that manpower agencies will will send manpower employees to the organization to deliver their service. For another example naman, class ng services is yung mga um, sa cruise line, di ba? Yung mga seaman natin or sea woman natin. So, yung mga agency, yung mga shipping companies or mga cruise line industries. So, they hire different employees to avail their services, and then sila ipapadala sa cruise line, sa airlines, sa shipping companies, and whatever services that they may have. So these are the different types of procurement: the direct, the indirect, and the services. Okay, so we have different stages in procurement. So first class is the need recognition. When we say need recognition, you will find out what are the materials or what are the products that you need to have in your organization or in your company. So, aalamin mo muna, ano ba yung pangangailangan ng company mo, okay, or ng business nyo in order for you to continue your processes or your procedures. After that, once you recognize all your needs, you will request or you will create a purchase requisition. When we say purchase requisition, it is a document wherein you will list down all the materials, all the things that you need to purchase for your company. Once purchase requisition has been created, the next is requisition review. The approver of the company of the procurement will monitor, will check, um, will review all the materials that you list down on your documents. So he or she will check saan nyo gagamitin yung products, ano yung purpose ng materials, how long it will delivered, what's the quality, what's the quantity, bakit ganito kadami yung orderan. So these aspects will fall under requisition review. And then after the requisition review, the next process will be the solicitation process. When we say solicitation process, the procurement department will look suppliers, will look companies that can bid, send proposals, send contracts on the products that you are going to purchase. Lahat ng nilist down yung product, maghahanap kayo ng suppliers. And then you will contact those suppliers, you will create a meetings, a conferences to discuss their terms and conditions, the pricing, the quantities, the quality, and so on and so forth. After the solicitation process, it will fall under the evaluation and contract. Under the evaluation, you will filter or you will filter all the suppliers that fit or that match your qualifications. And those companies that match and fit the qualifications of your companies for the products that you're going to purchase, and then doon kayo pipili kung sino yung magiging suppliers nyo. And after you choose your suppliers, the contract will take place. Syempre, we have to have a contract or an agreement because in order for us to be binded by the law, okay, or in order for us to secure or covered ourselves in terms of any disputes. Okay? So, contract is a must. And then after that, doon tayo pupunta sa order management. So, you already created a contract, you have a terms and condition already, and you agreed both parties, and then the order management will take place. So, that's the time that you will order the supplies or the products and raw materials that you will need for your procedures. And then when the order management has been taken place, the invoices will, or the invoice will follow. Sa invoice, the statement of account or the prices of the products and goods ay isesend na sa inyo or yung total amount ng bill nyo galing dun sa supplier. And then once the invoice has been received, you will pay it via cash or via bank transfer or via check or whatever agreement na napagkasunduan nyo. And after that, once invoice has done, the delivery will take place, i-deliver sa inyo yung products and services, and then you will use the supplies. But after the invoices, you will record all the documents that you acquire from your suppliers, from the receipts, from the contracts. All necessary documents should be safe kept for audit purposes. Ito na yung magsisilbi nyong copy. Just in case kailanganin nyo ulit yung record. Still, you will have a copy. So these are the stages of procurement management. Okay, so first, let's discuss what is manufacturing. So manufacturing is the production of goods using labor, machinery, tools, and biological or chemical processing or formulation. So manufacturing can either mean transforming raw materials into finished goods on a large scale or the creation of more complex items by selling basic goods to manufacturers to produce items such as automobiles, aircraft, or household appliances. When we say manufacturing class, in simple terms class, you are producing or you are creating the raw materials or the goods or the products that you will supply to the business organizations or to the different companies using the machinery tools, the equipments, in order for you to assemble to accomplish those raw materials into finished goods. Okay? Okay, so for the types of marketing, make to stock, pakitandaan class, make to stock, when we say make to stock class, gagawa kayo ng products, tapos i-store nyo siya sa warehouse. For example, gagawa kayo ng 1,000 soaps. So that 1,000 soap, you will just store that soaps dun sa warehouse. Kahit walang bumibili, gumagawa pa rin kayo ng products or services, ilalagay nyo siya sa warehouse. Naka-stock siya doon. That's what we call make to stock. Okay? Next naman is make to order. Okay? What we call by make to order. For example, merong online shop si Cyrel. Now, si Cyrel, ang product na ino-offer niya ay coffee. Mga milk teas, coffees, teas. So now, make to order ang type of manufacturing ng business ni Cyrel. When we say make to order, gagawa ka lang ng product kapag may bumili sa'yo. For example, may bumili kay Cyrel ng caramel macchiato large. So, doon lang gagawa si Cyrel ng caramel macchiato. That's what we call make to order. Next, make to assemble. When we say make to assemble class, ganito siya. For example, gagawa ng make to assemble, gagawa for example ng automobile or ng sasakyan class. Okay? So for example, sasakyan, ang gagawin lang nila yung mga parts. Okay? Lahat ng parts available na, pero hindi pa siya car. Okay? For example, si Angel, gusto niya ng car. Umorder siya sa Toyota Vios. Now, yung Toyota, present na lahat ng materyales. Pag may umorder, doon pa lang nila i-assemble. Or, puproduce yung product. I-assemble sa Tagalog is gagawin. Pag sasama-samahin yung mga parts or yung mga materials. Okay, that's what we call make to assemble. So, ulitin ko, types of manufacturing, make to stock, gagawa ng maraming products kahit walang umo-order, ilalagay sa warehouse. Okay? Make to order, gagawa lang ng product kapag may umorder na or may nag-purchase na ng product. And make to assemble, lahat ng materials are present. But, i-assemble lang siya kapag may umorder na. Okay? That's what we call types of manufacturing. Can you please repeat the explanation of type of manufacturing? May I call on Cyrene?
Yes, ma'am po. Yung ano po, yung make to Yung make to stock po, ma'am, para pong gagawa ka ng products kahit po walang umu-order. Pero i-store lang po siya sa warehouse. Tapos po, pag make to order po, gagawa ka lang po ng product pag may bumili sa'yo. Yung make to assemble po, gagawa para pong, ano ba po, automobile or sasakyan. Lahat po ng parts available na or present na lahat ng materials pag umorder, doon lang po i-assemble.
Okay, very good. So these are the types of manufacturing techniques. Okay? So next of manufacturing class. So there are different importance of manufacturing. Bakit ba mahalaga ang manufacturing in our day-to-day lives or in our day-to-day business structure? So first class, trade transactions. When we say trade transactions in Tagalog class, kalakalan. Okay, palitan ng mga products and services. Kasi kapag walang gumagawa ng products, walang gumagawa ng goods, how will the other organizations fulfill their products and services? For example, walang gumagawa ng spare parts ng sasakyan. So, how Toyota will assemble their cars? How Honda will sell their cars? For example naman, another is airlines. Walang gumagawa ng boarding pass card or ng boarding pass ticket. So, how this airline issue their hard copies of tickets or boarding passes? Yes, meron tayong online, but the hard copies are still necessary. In a hotel or in a restaurant, for example, walang gumagawa ng pasta. Okay? Yung nabibili natin. So, how are we going to make our spaghetti? How are we going to make our carbonara? That's what we call trade transactions. Kalakalan or the exchanges of goods and services in the chain. Okay? Next, employment opportunity. Diba class, yung FCIE, yung mga Technopark, yung mga EPSA, sobrang daming empleyadong nabibigyan ng trabaho. So, the more manufacturing industries that we have, the more employment opportunity that we gather. Okay? So, maraming nabibigyan ng trabaho kasi kailangan may mga empleyado na nagsasaayos or nagmo-monitor ng mga machines. Yes, machines can work efficient and effective kahit hindi mo um, bigyan ng taong tutulong. However, still, those machines are still computers. Okay? Nagmamalfunction. So, kailangan pa rin ng employee. Next is crucial for service industry. Sorry, typo error. Crucial for service industries, katulad natin sa tourism and hospitality class or in hospitality management. So, service industries tayo. Ano yung gagamitin nating mga products or mga tools when we are serving clients? Okay? All of the materials that we are using in our industries are from the manufacturing industries. Okay? Kung walang goblets, walang baking tools, walang ano pa ba, housekeeping tools or housekeeping cleaning tools, how are we going to work? Yes, we have the skills, but we don't have the equipment. So how are we going to do our job? How are we going to work efficient and effective without those tools? Okay? Next is economic development. So when we say economic development, sabi nila the more manufacturing industries that we have in a certain place means our economy grow bigger and bigger. Okay? Kasi it produce the large number of revenues that we are having is from the manufacturing industries. Okay? So, mas pinapalawak niya, mas dinedevelop niya yung ekonomiya natin. Next is national powers depend on manufacturing power. Sabi nga nila, class, kapag ang bansa mo ay nagpo-produce or nagma-manufacture ng maraming products and services, ibig sabihin, malakas yung bansa mo or yung national power mo. Why? Because most of the countries are getting supplies from you. The taxes, the currency exchanges, and the exchanges of goods, the trade agreements, the contracts, sa'yo lahat. Di ba ang China class, mostly lahat, pag nakita kayo mga nabibili natin sa Pure Gold, sa mga DV Mart, sa mga supermarket, and different warehouses of products and services nakalagay made in China. Di ba sobrang daming products and services na minamanufacture sa China. That's why China considered as one of the powerful countries in the world. Okay? Because their manufacturing power is very strong. Okay, these are the importance of manufacturing. Next, in manufacturing. So what are the strategies that we are need to embody in order for us to have an efficient and effective manufacturing process? Una, class, cost minimization. In manufacturing class, the manufacturer always consider to lessen their capital or to lessen their cost. But that doesn't mean na bababaan mo yung quality. When we say cost minimization class, we have to make sure that the prices of the raw materials that we are selling are always competitive in the market. Okay? So, hindi ka babaan yung presyo or mababa yung presyo but in a good quality condition. Okay? Yung paggawa ng raw materials ay mababa din yung kuha nila ng supplies. Material efficiency. When we say material efficiency class, how those material produce products and services in a short period of time. For example, one of their machines that flatten the linen or ironing the linen, how many linens or how many silks that the machines are producing in a certain period of time. For example, this machine produces ironed linens 1,000 pieces in 30 minutes. Is that efficient? Yes. Okay? Kasi it depends yan sa quality of percentage or sa computation. So, may computation kasi yung mako-compute natin how efficient is your material. But we will no longer discuss it since overview lang naman tayo ng manufacturing. So, there's a computation on that. Next is cost efficient. When we say cost efficient class, yung presyo ba ng products or ng materials na ginagawa natin ay tama dun sa kalakaran sa market. When we say efficient class is mabibili ba siya ng mga suppliers natin? Mabibigyan pa ba natin sila ng mas mababang presyo? Okay? So, for example, our puhunan is 10 pesos. How low or how high can you give with your suppliers? Is your cost efficient, meaning kapag binigay mo ba yung presyo na yon sa supplier mo, makakapag-purchase ka ulit ng supplies para makagawa ka ulit ng panibagong products on that cost. And lastly, eco-efficiency. When we say eco-efficiency, is it environmental friendly? Is your operations environmental friendly? Or do you produce chemical hazards? Do you have negative impacts in the environment? For example, yung garbages or yung waste produced by your manufacturing companies. Nakakasira ba siya sa bodies of water, sa bodies of land, sa air, circulation? So, that's what we call eco-efficiency. Di ba pag may nakikita kayo sa mga industry, pupunta kayo for example sa Technopark, merong nakalagay doon na hazard zone. Okay? Employees are not allowed. So, meaning there's a chemical in there. So, when we say eco-efficiency, are there operations environmentally friendly? Are they sustainable? Nilelesen ba nila yung effect nila or yung impact nila in the environment? So, these are the strategies in manufacturing. Next, stages in manufacturing. So, when we say stages in manufacturing, how manufacturing process works? First, concept and development. When we say concept and development, tatagdaan nyo lang dito, what products are you going to produce? Okay? Anong igagawin mong product? Anong ide-develop mong product? Are you going to make wine? Are you going to make dito, ano ba? Food supplies? Are you going to make baking products? So, what raw materials are you going to make? Doon yan sa concept and development papasok. Next is ordering process. When we say ordering process, syempre class, yung mga manufacturer, meron pa rin yang supplier. Okay? So, saan ka kukuha ng supplies sa paggawa mo ng products mo? Okay? So, you're going to create ordering process. In ordering process, you create listahan or you can create notes. What are the raw materials that you need in order to create that raw materials as well? Okay, so you list down, you identify, you ask the different departments needed So, doon papasok sa ordering process. You create a purchase order slip na i-check or i-review ulit ng head of approver. After the ordering process, papasok yung production scheduling. When we say production scheduling, how long will you do the production? Gaano katagal? Tatagal ang production. For example, can you do the product in 1 month? So, kung 1 month, ano yung scheduling ng tao mo? 24/7 ba may magtatrabaho? 5 days a week? Or meron bang mag-graveyard shift? Meron bang mag-morning shift? Meron bang mag-evening shift? Meron bang mag-mid shift? Sa production scheduling, lahat ng schedules, schedules ng time, ng days, how long will you do the production. Okay, so dito papasok sa schedule. Next is manufacturing. When we say manufacturing class, nagawa nyo na, alam nyo na kung ano yung products na gagawin nyo, naka-order na kayo ng materials, kumpleto na. Meron na rin kayong schedule ng tao, ilang araw gagawin, ilang araw papasok, anong oras papasok, ilang oras papasok. Now, manufacturing. So, on the floor na kayo, nasa production na, gagawin na yung product. Okay, isasalang na sa machinery, isasalang na sa equipment. So, magpo-flow na yung production nun. So, step by step na yun. Kung dito muna sa ironing, dito muna sa steaming, dito muna sa cooking, dito muna sa steering. So, iba't iba yung production. So, nasa manufacturing na, you are creating the product and the goods. So, now, once done, for example, may finished product na, gawa na yung product for delivery na. Anong papasok na next? Transportation. Sa transportation, whether are you going to deliver the product directly to the organizations na nag-order sa inyo, or are you going to stock the product sa warehouse nyo, na maghihintay kayo na may bumili, and then saka nyo lang siya ilalabas. That's what we call stages in manufacturing. Anyone who can recite to me the stages of manufacturing class? Other hands? Class, I want to hear other hands, other voices, aside from Alaika and Mika. Jetro.
Ma'am, try lang po.
Okay.
Ma'am, yun sa concept and development po, ano po yung gagawin mong product?
Okay,
Tapos sa
very good.
ordering process, saan ka dito kukuha ng mga supply sa paggawa ng product?
Okay.
You can create a listahan po.
Okay.
Tapos po sa production, scheduling, yung gaano katagal yung gagawin sa product mo. Tapos yung manufacturing po, yung nagawa nyo na po yung product nyo, alam nyo na po lahat yung gagawin. Pati po sa schedule nyo, okay na.
Okay.
Ano po, parang step by step.
Okay.
Tapos po sa transportation, yung ano po, i-deliver nyo na po yung product nyo. Yung hihintayin nyo na lang po yung tawag na magpapadeliver po. Yun lang po.
Okay, very good, Zetro. So, class, these are the stages in manufacturing. I think it is easy to remember because I am explaining it to you naman in a very simple way, class, as long as you are just taking down notes the keywords. So, once you have the keywords, class, you can already explain the stages in manufacturing. And lastly, challenges of integrated operational planning. When we say challenges of integrated operational planning, ano ba yung mga problema na na-encounter natin during the planning stage or the production stage? Siyempre, hindi naman tayong pwedeng perfect or smooth as a tiles tayo, di ba? Kailangan, siyempre, meron din tayong problems or challenges na i-encounter during our operation. So, the first one, class, is what we call streamlining the processes. When we say streamlining sa Tagalog, class, pinapatag or ginagawa nating planchado. Okay? Hindi planchado yung processes kasi there are times during the production, may isang empleyado dyan absent. So, yung production area niya, mawawala ng tao. So, magkukulang kayo. So, kailangan meron kang backup doon. Another example ng streamlining the processes is delays. Tandaan, delays. There are some suppliers na hindi tumutupad sa promise kung kailan nila i-deliver yung supplies. That's why kayo, sa organization nyo, yung manufacturing ng products and services nyo, nade-delay din. Another example ng streamlining the process is, for example, yung tawag dito? equipment, yung materials, minsan nasisira, nagma-malfunctions, 'di ba? So, nade-delay yung paggawa ng mga products and services. Okay, that's why these are also the challenges in operational planning, streamlining the process. Minsan kasi merong nagbe-break nung linya. Once one line is broken, the operation will um, be idle or nakanganga or masisira yung flow of production. Next, consumer satisfaction. In hospitality industry, we should remember that customer satisfaction is a winner for us. Kapag satisfy yung customer natin, ibig sabihin, sorry, we accomplish our job. Okay, we gave them an exceptional services. So, customer satisfaction, bakit nagiging challenge yan, class? Because sometimes there are consumers, there are customer na mahirap abutin yung satisfaction nila. Marami silang gusto. Minsan, ito na yung napag-usapan nyo, pero pag dineliver mo sa kanya, ay ba't ganito, ay ba't ganyan? So, nababago yung pinag-usapan nyo. Kasi nag-iba na yung preference niya, nag-iba na yung behavior niya. Ay, nakita ko kay ganito, yung caramel macchiato dun sa Starbucks, masyadong creamy. Dito sa isa, hindi. So, that's what we call customer satisfaction. We are having a challenge satisfying our customers because, tandaan, their behavior, their needs, and their wants are changing. Okay? Nag-iiba-iba or pabago-bago. Okay? Next, internal conflicts. Ito karaniwan nating ma-encounter to when we enter in the industry class. Internal conflicts. Sabi nila, more heads are better than one. Which is correct because it generates a lot of ideas. However, more heads are also creating chaos sometimes. Kasi minsan maraming nagmamagaling, yung iba naman hindi nag-a-agree sa gusto mo na mangyari. So, nagkakaroon ng conflicts. For example, gusto ng production head 24/7 magtatrabaho. But the procurement head, gusto niya 5 days a week lang. Kasi they need to rest. Okay? So, nagkakaroon ng conflicts internally or sa loob ng organization. So, kapag mayroong internal conflicts, what will happen? Hindi nagagawa agad yung kailangan gawing processes. Kasi nga, kailangan nilang mag-come up sa final decision. Eh, hindi sila makapag-come up kasi iba-iba sila ng gusto. Parang sa groupings nyo lang yan, di ba, class? When you are having a group, sa mga case study natin, sa mga group activities natin, there are times na hindi kayo magkakasundo sa output kasi iba-iba kayo ng point of view. That's what we call internal conflicts. But always make sure that at the end of the day, you will get your target objectives na you will come up in a decision. Productivity concerns. When we say productivity concerns, we cannot, ang tawag dito sa Tagalog, monitor. So, we cannot monitor all of your employees' productivity. Diba? Especially kapag admin ka, meron dyan, isang oras, papasok ng alas 7, magbe-break pa yan ng 30 minutes, magme-makeup pa yan, or manonood mo na yan ng Netflix, or over lunch. So, yung productivity ay hindi nasusunod yung oras or yung timing. Imbes na isang oras lang yung lunch, nagiging 1 hour and 30 minutes. So, yung productivity concerns, nagpapabagal din niya ng operational processes ng isang in business. Business continuity. When we say business continuity, gaano katagal na ba? Or gaano katagal ba yung itatakbo ng negosyo nyo? Is your business having roller coaster rides nowadays? When we say roller coaster rides, there are other problems that kailangan pa i-consider, hindi lang yung operational planning. So, hanggang kailan magpapatuloy yung business? How long will the business survive? Okay, that's what we call business continuity. So, these are the challenges of integrated operational planning. So, that's the end of our discussion.